So, this series of messages, the Lord aligned all these messages so perfectly with the season you're in. If you're in a season of coming out of the wilderness, shifting into your promise or your established place that He's promising you, and or established your kingdom spouse. So, whatever your promise was, the Lord is establishing you in that and shifting you out into a new season. So, this would be your confirmation for that. So the first two slides are basically I'm showing you a vision of the Lord that I had within these messages, and I'll go ahead and just read them. I saw a vision of the Lord again, very close to me in the spirit, and He appeared happy and loving and wanting to be close. And then the second one was another vision I had. I saw the Lord at a distance looking out from the side view. He was resting and patient and looking out for what was ahead. And so on 8/6/26, you saw the first vision I had, and you heard the message of the Lord very close to me and happy and loving and want to be close. And then He gave me the message directly after I heard the Adam descends. And after this, I heard a home doorbell ring in the spirit. It was one of those doorbells with a double ring, and it was like a very fancy front doorbell ring. And I knew it meant something was quickly arriving to the front door, to your front door. It may not be directly to your front door, but it's just an example of it's going to come quickly, and you're going to have to be open to it. God would have already been giving you confirmation, like I mentioned, that this is your season for kingdom marriage or whatever the promise is. These are just confirmations. So God is sending your God-ordained husband or wife who is moving out of the unseen realm and actively descending into the physical realm. The atoms are God's prepared choice. The doorbell means it is right at your door and it's happening soon. The fancy doorbell signifies that the imminent arrival will be marked by honor, premium quality, and commitment that could only come from God. Be open to the Spirit for guidance and direction. Be open to your atom from God right at your door. So 8/7/26, the Lord gave me another series of messages, all with similar meanings to the Adam and Eve spouse from God, as well as it takes moving higher with intimacy with the Lord. First, I heard again repeats of divine alignment and divinely orchestrated. And then I heard the word covering. And God's covering is even greater when it's His plan and His will. And you can look at Psalms 91:4 for that reference. I heard also in the Spirit strength and numbers. Two are better than one, and you can read about those in Ecclesiastes 4:9 and 4:10. Then I saw a vision from behind, and I was walking up these very steep steps, going very high with bare feet, and there was dirt on my feet. And this can represent we go higher with the Lord, and the dirt represents the battlefield. So at some point we're called to go higher with Him. Ezekiel 46 says, "Then came he unto the gate and went up the stairs thereof." And you can read all of that scripture, but it's basically talking about in Ezekiel's vision, entering the deeper presence of God's temple, always required to walk up the stairs or steps, as well as scriptures about taking off your shoes in His holy place. There's many scriptures of that. Then I heard garden in the Spirit, and it's a place of the Lord's deeper involvement in His original will with Adam and Eve, a place of healing and restoration to the original plan. After this series of messages, I saw the second vision of the Lord at a distance looking out from the side view. He was resting and patient for us to get there, and He's already looking out ahead at what is to come, clearing the way. 8/9/26, I heard the word established. The Lord has officially locked the verdict of your new season, and it is established in heaven and earth. Psalms 119:89-90. 8/9/26, I had a vision of the number 12, and then it would be your first name. And basically, the interpretation is that God has personally branded your identity right next to the biblical number of divine government, bringing perfect order to your life to permanently evict the chaos of your past. Also on 8/9/26, I had a vision of the word future, very capitalized, and it was on a Splenda packet. And then I heard the word future husband. I actually think it was in the reverse order, but I knew that that meant taste and see that the Lord is good, that your future is going to be better. It's going to be sweeter. And the Splenda packet also, the yellow color represented the symbolism of glory of God, revelation, or a bright new day. It's another physical sign that your husband or spouse is a prepared covenant partner that will show the sweet taste of God's goodness. And he or she has been through the process of refinement like Splenda has, that also goes through the process to be refined and to be sweet. So God may be signaling that your future relationship will be pure, life-giving, and free from heavy baggage, just like past relationships have been. On 8/10/26, I heard the word shifting, and then I had a vision of a cluster of small grapes, and they were hanging from a wall. The shifting is from growth and darkness, or out of the wilderness to the harvest. So you're shifting into the harvest. You're transitioning into a highly concentrated season where God is going to be fully involved. And it's a shift away from the broad generic growth into a refined remnant focus where God is about to extract the new wine from your life experiences. It may start out small, like little trickets of it, but then it's going to show proof of the promise. A cluster is a tangible evidence of an unseen, abundant harvest or future promise. Isaiah 17:6 talks about the gleaning cluster of grapes. Isaiah 65:8 talks about the blessing in the cluster of grapes. And then in Numbers 13:23, it talks about the Esco cluster of grapes, if I said that correctly. And you can read about those in those scriptures that I provided. All these messages the Lord gave me over the last 5 days are related to each other, and it's related to coming out of your wilderness season and into the promises of God, whether that be a spouse, financial provision, healing, or whatever his promise was to you. It's right at your door, the Lord's showing you, and your season is established and shifting. So once it's established and shifting, you'll start seeing the evidence. So it comes down from heaven, and now it's shifting into the natural realm. If you're also in a season of kingdom marriages and you know your season is moving out of the wilderness, this would also be a confirmation for you. God is preparing couples like his original plan in the garden, and it is divinely orchestrated.